Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Mission Matters. My name is Adam Torres, and if you'd like to apply to be a guest in the show, just head on over to missionmatters.com and click on Be Our Guest to apply. All right, so today I'm in Los Angeles, California. Let me tell you, PacSun invited us out for this amazing conference. I've brought on some of their youth influencers. I've got to know about this report that they created, and there's a whole lot going on here. But let's get into my next guest. First thing first, Rich, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you. Very excited to be here and to be with the hardest working podcaster in the world. So
That's what I
congrats
say.
on what you've built and the stories you tell. So very excited to share our experience today.
Very kind, Rich. So, speaking of today, what brings you out to the summit?
So we are friends and partners of PacSun, and what I respect most is when you lead, A, they're getting an incredible community together to start a conversation, and B, it's all about purpose. It's very hard when you're a $1 billion plus company and you have a leader. It has to come from top down.
Yeah.
And the fact that Brie Olson, PacSun CEO, committed to a group like this, got everybody together, created conversation, and they're super clear about what they're about. That's inspiring. So I'm at the Los Angeles Football Club. I'm the chief brand officer, and we've been working with PacSun for a few years on great merchandise, collab drops, and sports. And we just try to create a new conversation here in LA, and they're all about it. So we're very happy to be here.
I want to get further into brand and what that means to you, but I do need to circle back to Brie for a moment because, and this is specifically the reason I asked this question is because there's other business leaders in the world that are going to watch this, and CEOs and other individuals. And what I noticed and what was unique to me about this was that when they created this research and this report, like it wasn't about promoting their brand. It was about advancing the conversation of what's going on with multiple generations, not just the youth, but multiple generations, and how we can all work together and move forward. Like, what does that even look like?
Yeah,
It's different, right?
Yeah, I think what we feel from PacSun, and I think what Brie exudes and what their chief merchandise officer, Rich Cox, exudes is relationships, not transactions. Just them taking a leadership role in their industry to commission this report, to educate all of us in different fields.
Yeah.
Not all of us are all in merchandising or retail.
Exactly.
To educate us, get us together, create that convo. Like, we appreciate that. You know, walking up today, I just told her real briefly when I saw Brie, I was like, amazing vibe, amazing people, beautifully curated, great conversation. And again, the company is taking the lead in creating conversation, and that helps you in business. You know, relationships help business. She always talks about people and purpose, which again, it's hard when you're a big company to stay committed to that. But in aggregate, with consistency, that works. And I think we're seeing that with PacSun and the brand.
In your end, brand, and that's what you're in charge of on a day-to-day basis. Like, how do you get into that work? Like,
Sure. So I'm the chief brand officer of LAFC, and I actually joined the club. I was the 7th person in.
get out.
No colors, no stadium, no team in a 10-team professional sports market here in Los Angeles. Everybody thought we were crazy. Everybody thought LA didn't need a new team. I think the key with brand, and if you really get behind the definition of brands, how do you feel? What do you feel about the PacSun and LAFC? So in creating feeling, you got to connect, and you got to really focus on depth and not width. You got to focus on your why, and again, back to your purpose. That, to me, is a competitive, strategic differentiator in the market. If you're really focused on your why, especially in a crowded space. And my background's in entertainment and television marketing, et cetera. And there's thousands of TV shows that launch a year. It's like, what is that message that resonates with people with depth?
Yeah.
That's going to cut through the clutter. And so with LAFC, is we were just super focused on our identity early. We talked about uniting the world city through the world's game. What does that mean? That means everyone belongs, right? And every conversation matters. We talked about bringing joy to people as a sports team. That's pretty well. And what does that mean? That means that we want to create moments that last a lifetime. And then lastly, we talked about being a force for good. And what does that mean? Is how do you make a real impact in people's lives as a sports team? And not a lot of sports teams were talking that way in LA, or still talk that way.
Yeah.
But I think we needed to talk that way to make an impact, to make a dent as a challenger organization. And I think that's what people lose sight of. Again, if it's a crowded market, put that extra work in with depth. And it's hard. It's hard to take that time to have that conversation. But if everybody in the organization is saying the same thing, that itself can be the Trojan horse in any crowded market.
Did I hear you correctly to say you joined before there were colors, before it was even, wow.
Yeah, we were announced in 2014. I started with the club in March of 2015. I'm now 10 years in, which blows my own head.
Wow.
pretty
I'm 9
wild.
years in this one.
Yeah, so
there
you've
we
been
go.
there. So
Yeah.
you remember from zero to where you are now,
Yeah.
and you probably remember the principles that you stuck with.
It's
And the
insane.
consistency. I think a lot in brand, like people, it's tough because not a lot of people stay at jobs a long time. They're all bouncing around. So you can't
It's changed.
in sports, for example, it's a very transitional culture.
Mhm.
You can't create an impact in the city in 2 years.
Mm.
I mean, you could throw in your resume and act like you changed the world.
Yeah.
It's not gonna happen.
People need memories
Yeah.
with that brand.
Yeah, and you know that with what you've created.
For
So
sure.
my philosophy and brand is get a group of people that really believe in the product.
Mm.
Those are the people who are going to stay up till 4 a.m. With that perfect edit, with that perfect music piece, with that perfect event production.
Yeah.
But be consistent. And I think a lot of people forget in that brand. If you don't stay consistent
Mm.
and you don't stick to it over time, it's like marinating, a good barbecue. It's like
Yeah.
you got to let it ride a little bit. And then ideally, if your depth has that kind of impact and genuine, desire to make an impact in your community, it can hit. But a lot of
Yeah.
brands, like they look for the quick hit. And a
Yeah.
lot of sports teams, it's all about a quick hit.
Yeah, I love that you said they're going to be up till 4 a.m.
Yeah.
And so little.
You've been there.
Well, wait. Little BTS for the audience here
Yeah.
today. Guess when I got my last my last email from the PacSun team was 3:30 a.m. And I'm like, what? And I just already knew like why working that a lot of different events be covered. And I'm like, no, I'm coming to this because it's special. I know what they're doing, and the team is different.
Yeah.
So I wanted to do that. And then, so when you said that, I'm like, man, they were doing that,
Yeah.
and I was up too, getting ready for this. Right?
Yeah.
So
You're committed.
there we go.
You're committed.
I got a personal question.
Mhm.
Now that you're 10 years in and everybody's wearing these jerseys and these colors, you can't go in. How do you just feel?
Wow.
How do you feel about this? Like it's
Big thanks.
I know
to
it's a
our,
team,
Yeah,
but
for sure. Big thanks to our ownership group.
yeah.
If they were the ones who committed first, right? I think I've had the I'm very grateful to be found by them, so to speak, and then also given the trust to create my participation with the club, and for them, they wanted to create a legacy for the city.
Yeah.
So for example, we created our snapback, and in football, I say football, not soccer.
Yeah.
It's not normally known for a hat.
Yeah.
Right. And our vision was how do we create the next Dodgers cap in LA with the
Go.
world's game of soccer in the colors of black and gold. So this was like a little example. And then when we started seeing a hat in the street and a hat at the gym, a hat at the farmer's market, it's like all of us, like it was just a sense of pride. And I would, every person early, I would, even today, if I see a hat in the wild, so to speak, I'm going to have a quick conversation with you. I'm going to see if you're a fan, if you just like the colors, if it's fashion, or you like one of our new players. So it's really cool. Again, nobody thought it could happen, but that little symbol itself turned into, again, one of our Trojan horses for the city. And it's it feels so good to see that we created something that's important to people.
It is important. And I see people, and I also see like, just like you're united, obviously you work for the company, you have very dear because you created it. But when people are part of teams, there's an emotional attachment.
Yeah.
They're watching with their kids, they're watching with their family, they're at a barbecue, they're doing something else. So now what I find interesting is that when, people run up to them, they're like, oh, look at you're a fan of this, that. And then you see people randomly on the street that may be having on the same colors, talking and building community around really the brand. Because they're being recognizable, all the other things, the memories, the moments, the experiential like layers that go into sporting events, like it's special and it's uniting people.
Yeah.
I've seen people having these conversations specifically over this brand. By the way, they're like talking about the last time they did this or that, or what's going to be that happening this season, like, and you're like, wow.
Yeah, and the good thing is it fuels you for more. I'm sure you feel the same way when somebody recognizes you from one of your podcasts.
Yeah, for sure.
And you probably have a really small interaction, and you'll learn really quick why you made an impact on them.
Yeah.
So we love getting those little data points still.
Yeah.
And then how do we double down on that and put gas on that? That's still an exciting time.
Love it. Well, Rich, man, appreciate you making some time for us today and telling us. Last question for you: what's up for the rest of the year? Like, give me some plans. Give me drop some scoops for the inside. Come on.
We just signed what we call a transformational player. Sun Heung-min, national hero of South Korea, 10 years in London.
Yeah,
Premier League. And we believe, we've created an incredible grassroots fan base. And then 5 years in, we started dropping big global players on top.
Wow.
Gareth Bale, Giorgio Chiellini, Olivier Giroud, Hugo Lloris. And now with Sun Heung-min, we think this one might keep us in the global conversation. We're in the global conversation.
Yeah.
But I think this one we might look over the next 5 years like we are there. We're at the table. We're not just a part-time guest.
Yeah.
Very excited. So get to a black and gold match, get to an LAFC game. This might sound crazy, but it's true. It's the best live sports experience in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And I'll bet on that. So luckily we have a beautiful culture of the sport to
Mm-hmm.
share with people, and the experience is amazing. So get here if you're in LA, or even if you're just visiting.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. And I love to see the new addition, the new player, and more Korea representation. I've been covering the Korea conference for years.
Oh,
I got them coming up. So I have
the
all
next one,
all
you'll see
kinds
this
of
hat
fun.
everywhere.
I
Good.
believe you. I know. I've been covering it for years.
Great.
So all
Great.
good there. If somebody wants to follow your journey, follow the brand, the team, anything else, like if looking at the camera,
Yeah.
websites, anything you want to
LAFC.com on all socials at LAFC. And, we were the little guys that could. And now we're here and we're making it happen. We're very fortunate. We're in a global city like Los Angeles.
Mhm.
Again, an incredible ownership group. So, yeah, super excited about our future. So support the black and gold if you
Yeah,
know what's good for you.
that's awesome.
And real quick, thank
Go
you to
for it.
PacSun. I got to
Yeah.
thank them
Oh,
for this
for
and
sure.
for introducing
Absolutely.
us. Thank you, Bree. Thank you, Rich. And what a great day.
Amazing. For everybody at home watching, just so you know, we'll put a bunch of links in the show notes so that you can click on the links, go check out all the socials and the website, of course. And speaking of the audience, if this is your first time with Mission Matters and you haven't done it yet, hit that subscribe or follow button. This is a daily show. Each and every day, we're bringing you new content, new ideas, and hopefully new inspiration to help you along the way in your journey as well. So again, hit that subscribe or follow button. And Rich, man, appreciate you.
Thanks, man.